Hey, oh hey, welcome to Classic Microcomputers. So today we're going to be back on the Commodore 128D. I got a little problem that I need to overcome. Oh, let me take these off first. Blue blockers. This is an SD2IEC. And what it does is, well, wait, let's do this first. All right, now that we got that out of the way, so the SD2IEC basically is a little Commodore 15 whatever 41 Drive Emulator. Takes an SD card. Let me show you. And look, it even looks like a cute little 1541 drive. All right, now you can do a series of button or whatever manipulations to get it to not be a Drive 8. And we also have the problem with this short little cord, okay? So what I want to do is, I want to take and I want to put a drive select switch for 8/9 on the internal drive for the Commodore 128D. And I also want to take and since the cassette port is way here in the front, and this goes way around back, to plug into the drive port, we need to extend the cable. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this project started. One of the first things we need to do is clear a little area here and to start doing some disconnecting. So I'm going to pull the keyboard. Then I'm going to start pulling the wires around back. So one thing nice about the 128D is it doesn't have any wires. Power off. Now what we got here is we got 3 screws, so we'll go ahead and get those taken out. To do a hardware drive selection change, what we need to do is we need to cut a jumper on the board. Now in this case, I'm more interested in just have it switching the drive between being 8 and 9 than I am between the full range, which is 8 and 9, 10 and 11. And that's the drive ID number. So what I want to do is, yes, there is ways. 2 underneath that connect. They are right here. Oh, we got this flip it upside down. We got one here. And one screw here. We'll go ahead and cover off now. That. Now we're going to need to look inside the computer and find out where the jumper is we have to cut. Alright, so with the lid off, now you got to do a little bit of looking here. So you got the front of the computer, okay, and then I'm filming this on my iPhone for the video to be a little bit better. So you got the drive, you got your connectors here for the drive, and then you got this chip here. See, there's our DOS chip here. This is U106. Now what we're looking for is this guy right here. It's a couple of unlabeled jumpers. Okay, and both of them are connected. So what we want is we want the first jumper here, which determines drive 8 and 9, and this is the 1011 drive. So what I need to do is I need to cut this with an X-Acto knife and put a switch, put two little wires on here running up front with a switch. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut the trace. I'm going to use a box knife. It's pretty sharp, plus I can get a pretty good cut on it. Alright, so I think I got it. Let's go ahead and give it a test. So first let's test the back one, and okay, she's a beeping. Let's test the front one. No beep. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try to do this job without removing the drive. Maybe I'm just being a little lazy, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyways. Alright, next, let's choose our wire and switch. Alright, no biggie. For my switch of choice, I found this cute little micro switch, and it's already got a pair of wires hooked to it, so that'll make, don't worry about soldering that up. That's ready to go, so we'll just strip it and hook it up. And then I got this hunk of computer wire, these little jumper wires or LED light wire or something. So we'll take that and we'll solder that to there. And then we'll run the drive select over here inside the case and drill a small hole underneath, so you can see underneath here. And then we'll go ahead and get this mounted. So let's go ahead and get this done. All right, so we're now finally at the part where we're going to test this whole setup now. We got our SD to IEC with the extended power cable, which you got to watch. We got the drive select switch, which we need to test to make sure it switches between 8 and 9. Let's go ahead and get that done. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and boot it. I don't know what position the switch is in right now. So let's go ahead and see what it does. All right, so one quick way we can test this is to see if it does a directory or not. And if it does a directory, then it's still drive 8, and we'll have to switch the switch and reboot. Let's see. No, not that. You know what? Let me turn off Jiffy DOS. Hit return. And there it is. All right, so directory straight up tells me it's drive 8. So let me go ahead and flip this switch after it's done. And now I'm going to hit reset again. Oh, you know what? I better turn it on and off because I need to reset the drive and the computer. So here we go. And now we're going to go ahead and give her a try. Hey! Alright, so the drive should be drive 9. And let's go ahead and hook up our SD to IEC. Alright, so I got it hooked up now. Let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, let's go ahead and do a directory and see what it does. Hey, all right. So this is the SD to IEC working. And if you remember from a previous episode, we actually did a thing where we did the 4-line program. Where is that at? Is it F? What the heck is the command? Is it? No. F2? Deload. I think it's called 4-line. And we do this. And then we run. And there it is. So the SD to IEC is now working successfully on the Commodore 128D. Let's have a little talk about the SD to IEC before we finish up this video. All right, this is just a short little ending piece here on the SD to IEC. So the SD to IEC kind of gets a bad rap because as it goes for drive emulation, it more emulates the top level functions of the 1541 or so. But it's really a cool device. You know, I got mine here, and I like it a lot. It takes a variety of files with an SD card that you format as a FAT16 or FAT32. It'll take .D64s, and it'll do .D81s, .D71s. It does all kinds of neat stuff. But I want to show you right here. So on this one, oh, I guess you go the other way. So the buttons on the top, this one here on mine is a reset. And this one here goes to the next disk image. And you can actually set up a swap list for it. This one's next. This one's a previous disk image, and you can go back and forth, so you could do multiple disk images. If you have a disk, a multi disk game, you can actually press the buttons and get it to rotate through. So that's really kind of a cool feature. Like I said, I really like it. I use it for all kinds of things. It's not 100% compatible. It does work with some of the fast loaders. It does work with the warp speed, which is pretty cool. So I use it with that. But I just wanted to pop in and talk to you a little bit about this. Like I said, if you can get one of these, they're a great addition to your collection. They're real easy, they're real durable to have around as opposed to some of the other drive emulators out there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video and a little bit about the SD to IEC and seeing how to hook up a drive switch on the Commodore 128. And I will see you in the next video.